Our planet is full of places that are as stunning as they are dangerous. Nature crafts jaw-dropping landscapes here, but with a wild, unpredictable edge. When people step into these spots, they face their own limits, caught between life's fragility and the threat of destruction. These places mix beauty with danger in a way that's unlike anywhere else. In this video, we're diving into these breathtaking yet risky destinations. Join us to uncover their secrets. Socotra Island, Yemen. Socotra Island beckons like a forgotten world, its alien landscapes whispering secrets of ancient isolation. Dragonblood trees, with their eerie umbrella crowns and crimson sap, grow nowhere else on Earth. Over a third of its plants are unique, thriving amid 5,000-foot granite peaks and shimmering white dunes. Limestone cliffs carve a surreal skyline against wild, untamed coastlines. This UNESCO World Heritage Site dazzles with biodiversity, but its scorching heat and rugged paths challenge even the boldest explorers. One wrong step on this remote island could strand you in a harsh, otherworldly realm. Death Valley, USA. Death Valley unfolds like a canvas of extremes, where nature paints beauty with a deadly brush. At 282 feet below sea level, it's North America's lowest point, scorched by a record 134 degrees Fahrenheit heat. Mysterious stones slide across cracked earth, leaving trails that baffle scientists. Vast salt flats gleam beside colorful rock layers, creating a mesmerizing desert tapestry. Yet the unrelenting sun turns this stunning valley into a perilous oven, where dehydration strikes swiftly. Visitors tread a fine line between awe and survival in this unforgiving wilderness. Stairway to Heaven, Hawaii, USA. The Stairway to Heaven climbs into the clouds, a forbidden path of 4,000 steel steps etched into Hawaii's cliffs. At 2,800 feet, it offers a jaw-dropping 360-degree view of misty mountains and endless ocean. Rusty broken steps and missing railings make each ascent a heart-pounding gamble. Despite its banned status, thrill-seekers sneak onto this trail, drawn to its celestial nickname, the Stairway between Earth and Sky. One slip on its steep, weathered path could plunge you into the abyss below. This is where courage meets breathtaking danger. Devil's Pool, Zambia/Zimbabwe. Devil's Pool perches on the edge of eternity, a natural basin 350 feet above the roaring Victoria Falls. Every moment here feels like a dance with fate. This place is often called the Pool of Death, because just one misstep could send you plunging straight into a raging waterfall. A fragile rock barrier lets swimmers peer into a churning void where mist rises like a ghostly veil. Crystal clear waters and vibrant rainbows create a scene of surreal beauty. This heart-stopping spot blends thrill with terror, daring only the bravest to face nature's raw power. Mount Everest, Nepal/China. Mount Everest towers as Earth's mightiest sentinel, its 29,032-foot peak piercing the heavens. Glittering ice fields dazzle under starlight, luring climbers to its summit. Above 26,000 feet, the death zone steals breath with thin air and 100 miles per hour winds that can toss tents into icy voids. Hidden crevasses lie in wait, ready to swallow the unwary. This majestic giant promises glory, but demands respect, as hundreds of lost souls remain frozen in its embrace. Everest is a dream where triumph and tragedy collide. Danakil, Desert, Ethiopia. The Danakil Depression smolders like a portal to another planet, lying 410 feet below sea level in Africa's harshest terrain. Neon-hued salt lakes and acid springs glow in yellow, green, and orange, a dazzling display of mineral artistry. Toxic gas vents spew fumes that choke the air, making survival a fleeting hope. Daytime heat soars past 122 degrees Fahrenheit, turning this desert into a fiery crucible. Known as the gateway to hell, its unearthly beauty captivates scientists and adventurers alike. Yet one breath of its deadly air could be your last. Kawah, Ijen, Indonesia. Kawah Ijen is a mesmerizing inferno where beauty burns with danger. Kawah Ijen ignites the night with ghostly blue flames, a volcanic wonder, unlike any other. Sulfur gas burns to create this rare glowing spectacle, casting an eerie light over a 3,000-foot crater. Its turquoise acid lake, the world's largest, shimmers with toxic beauty, capable of corroding metal. Thick sulfur fumes sting skin and lungs, turning each visit into a daring quest. Miners brave these hazards to harvest sulfur, adding a human saga to this fiery landscape. Trift Bridge, Switzerland. Trift Bridge's thin cables and open gaps reveal heart-stopping views of glaciers and peaks. It sways like a thread in the Alps, suspended 330 feet above a jagged, icy canyon. Strong winds and sudden snow make the bridge tremble, testing the courage of every walker. Built for adventure, it draws thousands yearly to its dizzying heights, where a single misstep could spell disaster. The alpine panorama is breathtaking, but the lack of solid footing turns this crossing into a pulse-racing challenge. Trift is where beauty hangs by a slender lifeline. Great Blue Hole, Belize. Great Blue Hole plunges like a sapphire eye into the Caribbean, a 1,000-foot wide sinkhole of mesmerizing depth. Formed from an ancient limestone cave, its 400-foot drop reveals stalactites from a prehistoric era. Divers swim through shifting light where colors fade into a chilling abyss. Sudden cold currents and disorienting darkness test even seasoned explorers. This marine marvel lures with its perfect circle and vibrant corals, but its depths hide risks that demand respect. The Great Blue Hole is a dive into beauty and danger. Grand Canyon National Park, USA. The Grand Canyon carves a 6,000-foot deep scar across Arizona, a masterpiece etched by the Colorado River. Its ancient rock layers, glowing red and gold at sunset, tell a 2-billion-year story of Earth's past. Stretching 270 miles, its vastness overwhelms with sheer scale and beauty. Yet crumbling cliffs and searing heat claim careless hikers with no mercy for those who stray too close to the edge. This canyon invites awe, but commands caution. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, it's a monument to nature's grandeur and unforgiving power. El Caminito del Rey, Spain. El Caminito del Rey clings to sheer cliffs like a defiant scar, a narrow path suspended 330 feet above Spain's El Chorro Gorge. This is where courage meets a breathtaking dance with danger. Once dubbed the world's deadliest walkway, its 3-foot-wide trail snakes along limestone walls with heart-stopping views of turquoise rivers below. Restored yet thrilling, it sways under sudden gusts, daring walkers to face their fears. Ancient pine forests frame the rugged cliffs, painting a scene of wild beauty. A single misstep on this historic path could plunge you into the abyss. Skeleton Coast, Namibia. The Skeleton Coast looms as Africa's ship graveyard, where rusted wrecks haunt 310 miles of desolate shore. Towering dunes, some over 260 feet, crash into the Atlantic, creating a stark, otherworldly horizon. Thick fog, generated by the cold Benguela current, blankets the coast up to 180 days a year, disorienting sailors and stranding whales and seals. Bleached bones litter the sands, a grim testament to nature's wrath. This haunting landscape captivates with its eerie beauty, but its treacherous currents and blinding mists make survival a gamble. The Skeleton Coast is a chilling saga of loss and endurance. Black sand beaches of Kilauea, Hawaii, USA. Kilauea's black sand beaches are a living canvas where creation and destruction collide. This beach shimmer like volcanic jewels, born from lava exploding into the Pacific. Jet black basalt grains formed when molten rock meets cold waves create a striking contrast with turquoise waters. Nearby, Kilauea's active crater, 4,000 feet high, spews ash and heat, a reminder of Earth's fiery pulse. Turtles nest along these shores, adding life to the stark beauty. Yet sudden eruptions and unstable cliffs loom as constant threats. Laojun Mountain, China. Laojun Mountain rises like a sacred fortress, its 7,300-foot peaks piercing China's swirling clouds. Jagged granite spires and ancient pines weave a mystical tapestry revered as a spiritual haven for centuries. Narrow trails vanish into misty crevices where legends whisper of energy felt only by the calm-hearted. Sudden fog can trap hikers in disorienting silence, making every step a test of resolve. This ethereal landscape blends serenity with peril, inviting souls to seek wisdom amid nature's hidden traps. Laojun is a journey into the divine and the dangerous. Mont Blanc, France / Italy. Mont Blanc is a frozen dream, where glory teeters on the edge of disaster. Mont Blanc reigns as the Alps' icy monarch, its 15,774-foot summit crowned with eternal snow. Vast glaciers gleam under sunlight, offering sweeping views across France and Italy. Sudden blizzards and 100 miles per hour winds can bury climbers in minutes, while avalanche-prone slopes, some dropping 2,000 feet, demand unwavering focus. The thin air, at its peak, chills lungs to -30 degrees Fahrenheit, testing human limits. This majestic giant lures adventurers with its pristine beauty, but its wrath spares no one. Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, USA. Hawaii Volcanoes National Park pulses with Earth's fiery heart, where glowing lava flows sculpt the land. Kilauea's 4,000-foot crater releases molten rivers that reach 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, carving dramatic black fields. Toxic sulfur fumes sting lungs, and thin lava crusts can collapse into hidden voids. Vibrant rainforests clash with ash-covered trails, creating a surreal contrast. This living volcano offers a front-row seat to creation, but sudden eruptions make every visit a high-stakes adventure. Here, beauty is born from chaos, and danger never sleeps. Bolton, Strid, Yorkshire, England. The Strid is a whispered warning. Even nature's gentlest face can conceal a lethal trap. Bolton Strid deceives with its serene trickle, a 6-foot wide stream. Beneath its calm surface, a violent current churns through hidden caves, claiming nearly every soul who slips in. Lush green banks and gentle ripples mask a force that swallows entire rivers, plunging 200 feet underground. This quiet Yorkshire gem lures with its quaint charm, but its near-perfect fatality rate chills the boldest hearts. Darvaza Gas, Crater, Turkmenistan. The Darvaza gas crater blazes like a wound in the desert, its 230-foot wide pit burning for over 50 years. Known as the Door to Hell, its flames sparked by a drilling mishap glow against the stark Turkmen sands. Methane-fueled fires reach 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit, melting anything that nears the edge. The crater's eerie light dances across the night, a beacon of human error and nature's fury. Visitors stand mesmerized, but toxic gases and searing heat make this a place where beauty masks a fiery doom. Yandang Mountain, China. The mountain weaves a tale of ancient fire, its 1,300-foot volcanic cliffs, sculpted over 120 million years. Strange rock formations mimic human and animal shapes cloaked in morning mists that shift like ghostly veils. Vibrant forests of rare trees spill across slopes, painting a vivid, dreamlike scene. Yet sudden rain and fog can erase trails, stranding hikers in a maze of stone. This place captivates with its poetic beauty, but its unpredictable weather turns every climb into a gamble with nature. Iguazu Falls, Argentina, Brazil. Slippery edges and overwhelming currents have swept away the careless. Iguazu Falls roars as Earth's mightiest cascade, its 270 drops, stretching nearly 2 miles across lush rainforest. The Devil's Throat, a 250-foot-deep gorge, thunders with 450,000 gallons of water per second, spawning misty rainbows. Towering basalt cliffs frame this UNESCO marvel, glowing at sunrise. This colossal spectacle humbles all who stand before it, a breathtaking force where beauty and danger crash together. Pamukkale, Turkey. Pamukkale gleams like a frozen cascade of milk, its travertine terraces a UNESCO wonder, sculpted by ancient hot springs. Stretching nearly 8,860 feet long and rising 525 feet high, these snow-white pools shimmer with turquoise waters that glow under the sun. "17 thermal springs feed the site, bubbling at temperatures from 95 degrees Fahrenheit to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, drawing bathers to Cleopatra's Pool, where submerged marble columns whisper of Roman luxuries. The scalding flows can blister skin, and fragile edges crumble underfoot, turning a soothing soak into a risky gamble. This cotton castle enchants with its healing promise, but demands a wary step on its slippery sacred shelves. Imi Mountain, China. Imi whispers of enlightenment amid its layered wonders, yet tests pilgrims with a climber's unyielding trial. Its 10,167-foot summit, cradling China's first Buddhist temple from the 1st century. One of the 4 sacred Buddhist mountains, it boasts over 76 temples etched into misty cliffs, including the golden statue of Samantabhadra, towering 157 feet at the peak. Lush rhododendron forests bloom in spring, while winter snows cloak the paths in ethereal white, revealing a vertical realm of subtropical groves to alpine meadows. UNESCO honors its blend of nature and faith, but steep, fog-shrouded trails hide sudden drops and aggressive Tibetan macaques that snatch snacks from the unwary. Fraser Island, Australia. The world's largest sand island, stretching 75 miles long and harboring half of Earth's perched dune lakes. Towering rainforests of ancient satins and kauri pines defy the nutrient-poor soil, their canopies alive with 1,200 plant species and rare dingoes prowling the understory. Crystal clear lakes like Mackenzie, fed by rainwater, filtered through sand, mirror the sky in hues of blue and black, while 40 miles of colored sand cliffs paint the coast in rainbows. It teems with turtles and migrating humpbacks, but shifting dunes and crocodile-infested waters turn paradise into a survival puzzle. Chingy de Bemaraha, Madagascar. Tsingy de Bemaraha's limestone spires, carved over 200 million years, rising nearly 330 feet, like nature's cruel cathedral. A UNESCO sanctuary since 1990, the Great Tsingy sprawls across 1,520 square miles of razor-edged pinnacles, hiding underground rivers and caves that shelter endemic lemurs and fossa. Suspension bridges sway over yawning fissures, revealing a labyrinth where Tsingy means no barefoot walking, for good reason. One slip on the knife-sharp rocks spells disaster in this petrified maze. Lake Natron, Tanzania. Its shallow waters turn blood red from salt-loving algae blooms. With alkalinity spiking to a pH over 12, the caustic brine calcifies fallen animals into ghostly statues while temperatures climb to 140 degrees Fahrenheit in the baking sun. Volcanic hot springs bubble at the edges, feeding a fragile wetland teeming with tilapia adapted to the poison. This Ramsar-listed basin mesmerizes with its alien glow, but a single plunge dissolves flesh in its merciless embrace. Huashan Mountain, China. Huashan Mountain thrusts skyward like a granite gauntlet, its 5 peaks crowning at 7,070 feet in China's sacred Western realm. Narrow trails, some mere inches wide, cling to sheer cliffs where the plank walk dangles 2,000 feet above yawning chasms, chains the only lifeline for daring souls. Ancient Taoist temples perch on razor ridges, their incense mingling with winds that howl through 12-mile paths etched over 3,000 years. Legends of immortals echo in the sunrise, gilding its jagged faces, a UNESCO tentative site of perilous piety. But one loose grip on the slick stone sends climbers tumbling into oblivion. Huashan forges heroes, from fear its beauty, a brutal forge of fate. Yungas Road, Bolivia. Yungas Road coils like a 40-mile scar, dropping 11,800 feet from Andean heights to Amazon lowlands. Nicknamed Death Road for its 200-plus annual crashes, before 2006, the gravel ribbon hugs cliffs with 2,000-foot plunges and no guardrails where fog and landslides claim the unwary. A biking thrill for the bold, its hairpin turns reveal orchids and toucans amid the mist. This vein of the Yungas pulses with raw vitality, but whispers of wrecks that never return. Mount Mian, China. Mount Mian's 8,530-foot ridges are etched with over 88 temples from the Three Kingdoms era. Baofu Rock, a colossal cave temple, 197 feet high and 591 feet long, shelters 200 halls carved without beams, defying earthquakes for centuries. Legends of Jie Zitui, the loyal minister who birthed the Qingming festival, echo in misty valleys where Yidu spring flows eternally, said to grant wishes to the pure-hearted. Inscriptions from emperors line the paths, a gallery of forgotten ink amid pine-shaded crags. Mian Mountain weaves history's threads into peril, a shrine where loyalty's ghost still guards the heights. Heaven's Gate, Tianmen Mountain, China. Heaven's Gate pierces Tianmen Mountain with a 430-foot-high natural arch at 4,600 feet, born from a 263 AD cliff collapse. The stairway to heaven climbs 999 steps to its threshold, a ritual ascent flanked by platforms blessing wealth, health, and luck in Taoist lore. Tianmen beckons as a portal to the gods, its glory, a vertigo-laced vow of ascent. Zhang Jiajie's longest cable car, soaring to 25,000 feet in 30 minutes, unveils the 99-bend Tongtian Avenue, snaking below like a dragon's spine. Mist-shrouded peaks cradle ancient temples where monks once meditated on eternity. Snake Island, Brazil. Snake Island, or Ilha da Queimada Grande, is a 106-acre island off Brazil's coast, home to thousands of golden lancehead vipers with up to 5 snakes per square yard. These snakes, among the world's most venomous, can kill a person in hours with a single bite. The island's dense rainforests and 400-foot cliffs create a lush, isolated ecosystem with rare plants and birds. Brazil bans all visitors except researchers due to the extreme danger. The untouched shores and greenery are beautiful, but any step risks a deadly encounter with a viper. Snake Island is a unique natural reserve where beauty and danger coexist. Yanmen Pass, China. Yanmen Pass is a historic fortress in Shaanxi, China, built between 3,000-foot cliffs during the Tang Dynasty. Its stone steps used for over 1,000 years lead to a 30-foot-high gate overlooking valleys that stretch 60 miles. Stories of General Yang Ye's sacrifice during ancient battles add historical significance to the site. Strong winds sweep through narrow paths and steep drops pose risks to visitors. The pass part of the Great Wall's network offers scenic views of wildflower-covered slopes. It remains a well-preserved landmark, but its high, exposed trails require caution. Yosemite National Park, USA. Yosemite National Park in California covers 1,200 square miles, with cliffs rising to 7,500 feet, including El Capitan's 3,000-foot face. Yosemite Falls, at 2,425 feet, is North America's tallest waterfall, and trails span 800 miles through sequoia forests and meadows with deer and bears. Designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1984, it attracts millions for its natural beauty. The park's vast landscapes are stunning, but visitors must stay alert to avoid accidents. Slippery granite edges and falling rocks have caused injuries and deaths, especially near Half Dome's 400-foot climb. Zipperlight Beach, Mexico. Its name, meaning Beach of the Dead in Zapotec, reflects the danger of 9-foot waves and strong rip currents that have caused dozens of drownings. Zipperlight Beach, a 1-mile stretch on Mexico's Pacific coast, is the country's only legal nudist beach, popular since the 1970s for its relaxed atmosphere. beach's golden sand and palm-lined shores draw free-spirited travelers with no modern amenities like ATMs. Swimmers face risks from unpredictable tides that can pull them out to sea. Zipperlight offers a unique coastal escape, but its waters demand constant vigilance. Copacabana Beach, Brazil. Copacabana Beach spans 2.5 miles along Rio de Janeiro's coast, known for its black and white mosaic promenade and lively events like New Year's Eve, drawing over 2 million people. The beach faces turquoise waters, with the 1,300-foot Christ the Redeemer statue visible in the distance, part of a UNESCO-nominated area. Strong rip currents pose a threat, requiring frequent lifeguard rescues with over 100 incidents yearly. The vibrant atmosphere and scenic views make it a cultural hub. Reunion Island, Indian Ocean. Reunion Island, a French territory in the Indian Ocean, features the highly active Piton de la Fournaise volcano, which rises to 8,635 feet. It is one of the world's most active volcanoes, typically erupting between 2 and 4 times a year, or on average, once every 9 months. When molten basaltic lava flows reach the ocean, they create massive steam clouds due to the lava's extreme temperature. The island boasts over 250 unique microclimates, supporting both humid rainforests and diverse coral reef ecosystems. While the landscapes are spectacular, hiking is dangerous due to unstable cliffs and the risk of sudden eruptions with dense fog adding to the hazards. Cave of Swallows, Mexico. The Cave of Swallows in San Luis Potosi, Mexico, is a 1,214-foot deep sinkhole, one of the world's largest, with a 160-foot wide opening. Thousands of green parakeets fly in and out daily, creating a loud spectacle, while limestone walls catch sunlight briefly at noon. The cave, formed by ancient water erosion, supports unique plant life at its base. Base jumping is popular but risky with falls, leading to serious injury or death. Its vast size and natural beauty draw adventurers, but the sheer depth demands precision and care. Erta Ale, Ethiopia. Erta Ale's fiery display is a rare sight, but its dangers require extreme caution. Erta Ale, a 2,011-foot volcano in Ethiopia's Danakil Desert, has a lava lake active since 1906, one of only 6 worldwide. The lake's molten lava at 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit glows red against black basalt slopes visible for miles at night. Local Afar nomads navigate the area, which sits on a thin, 3-mile crust of earth. Unstable ground and toxic fumes make visits hazardous, with falls into the lava a constant risk. Mount Vesuvius, Italy. Mount Vesuvius, near Naples, Italy, stands at 4,203 feet with a 1,600-foot wide crater from its 79 AD eruption that destroyed Pompeii. The volcano has erupted over 30 times since, with steam vents showing it remains active. Fertile slopes support vineyards, and trails offer views of the Bay of Naples. Sudden seismic activity could trigger new eruptions, posing risks to hikers. Vesuvius combines historical significance with scenic beauty, but its active nature calls for preparedness. Changbai Mountain, China. Changbai Mountain, at 8,944 feet, straddles China and North Korea with its 1,200-foot-deep Heaven Lake formed by a 946 AD eruption. The lake's blue waters contrast with autumn forests of red and gold, home to Siberian tigers. A UNESCO Biosphere Reserve since 1979, it features over 200 waterfalls. Harsh weather, including 60-mph winds and sudden snow, makes climbing dangerous. Changbai's serene landscape is captivating, but its extreme conditions challenge visitors. As our journey across the planet's most breathtaking yet treacherous landscapes comes to a close, we're left in awe of Earth's raw beauty and untamed power. These places remind us that nature's wonders often come with a price, daring us to respect their might. Don't miss out, subscribe. Now hit the bell and share this adventure to keep exploring the world's wildest corners with us. Nyiragongo Volcano, DR of Congo. One of Earth's most restless volcanoes cradles a glowing lake of molten rock, threatening nearby communities. Nyiragongo rises to 11,385 feet in Virunga National Park, Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Its summit crater holds one of the world's largest persistent lava lakes, often over half a mile wide. Extremely fluid basaltic lava allows fast-moving flows during eruptions, reaching speeds up to 37 miles per hour. Major events in 1977 and 2002 sent lava toward Goma, destroying homes and displacing thousands. The persistent lake fluctuates in depth, sometimes rising hundreds of feet within the crater. Scientists monitor it closely due to risks near Lake Kivu and population centers. If the thrill of active fire and Earth's pulse excites you, hit subscribe, enable notifications, and stay with us for every eruption and wild force ahead. Mount Athos, Greece. On a secluded peninsula, an ancient monastic republic preserves centuries of Orthodox tradition away from the modern world. Mount Athos rises to about 6,670 feet on northern Greece's Chalkidiki Peninsula. Twenty monasteries house around 2,000 monks from various Orthodox countries. The community dates back over 1,000 years with continuous monastic life. Strict rules limit visitors and ban all women and female animals to maintain spiritual focus. Mount Athos stands as a living testament to contemplative faith and sacred isolation. Goblin Valley, USA. Goblin Valley State Park lies in Utah's San Rafael Desert at an elevation of about 5,000 feet. Thousands of hoodoos, nicknamed goblins, rise from the ground like mushroom-shaped sandstone pillars. These formations formed from Jurassic Entrada sandstone deposited 140 to 180 million years ago. Harder caprock protects softer layers below, while wind and water erode unique shapes over time. In 1999, the unusual landscape of Goblin Valley caught the attention of Hollywood filmmakers. The valley became the setting for an alien planet in the sci-fi movie Galaxy Quest. Actors had to move through the maze of rock formations while filming chase scenes with alien creatures. Since then, the site has become a popular stop for movie fans who want to see the filming location in person. Lake Kandy, Kazakhstan. Lake Kandy in Kazakhstan looks like a sunken forest with tall spruce trees standing straight up through the clear water. A massive landslide caused by a 1911 earthquake created the lake and trapped the trees underwater. More than 100 years later, the submerged branches stay remarkably intact, still showing their green needles and natural color. Scientists think high mineral levels or special microorganisms in the cold water act as natural preservatives. In 2015, a diving team had to cut their exploration short after sudden pressure changes and gear problems hit them within minutes. Divers and visitors have reported strange electromagnetic interference near the lake bottom that messes with compasses and other instruments. Even though the site is open for ecotourism, many areas of the lake are closed to independent research teams. Phang Nga Bay, Thailand. Phang Nga Bay covers about 150 square miles in the Andaman Sea between Phuket and southern Thailand's mainland. Over 42 islands feature dramatic karst cliffs formed from ancient coral reefs uplifted millions of years ago. Sea caves, collapsed caverns, and mangrove forests fringe the shallow bay, with depths often between 13 and 131 feet. James Bond Island, or Koh Tapu, stands as a famous needle-like pinnacle featured in films. The area protects diverse ecosystems, including coral reefs, seagrass beds, and 28 mangrove species. UNESCO recognizes parts for their ecological importance and archaeological sites. Ellora Caves, India. Ellora is an ancient cave complex carved straight into basalt rock in a dry, remote part of India, surrounded by barren hills that make it hard to reach. The standout feature is the Kailasa Temple, a massive structure cut entirely from one single huge rock. It stands as tall as a modern three-story building and includes pillars, domes, and detailed statues, all carved from the same solid piece with no mortar or joints. Workers removed tens of thousands of tons of rock to create it. No tools, leftover debris, or clear construction records have ever been found at the site. Some historical texts say the work took many centuries, yet the temple shows remarkably precise and consistent geometry throughout. The fine details carved deep inside dark chambers without any sign of ancient lighting still puzzle experts about how it was actually done. Huangxian Valley, China. Huangxian Valley in Jiangxi Province transformed from an abandoned quarry into a modern scenic area with dramatic canyons and clear streams. cliffside hanging houses built in traditional Jiangxi style with rammed earth and blue tiles perch on steep walls for a fairy tale appearance. Cascading waterfalls flow through granite riverbeds across multiple terraces, adding dynamic water features. The name Wangxian, meaning gazing at immortals, ties to ancient legends from the Eastern Han dynasty. Hanging bridges and trails encourage exploration amid peaks and lush valleys. Cultural performances and folk traditions enhance the site's blend of nature and heritage. Fairy Meadows, Pakistan. Fairy Meadows sits at about 10,800 feet in Gilgit-Baltistan, serving as a base for Nanga Parbat climbers. This lush alpine grassland overlooks the 9th highest peak in the world at 26,660 feet. Dense pine forests surround the meadow, supporting diverse birds and wildlife. Access involves a challenging jeep road and hike, adding significant adventure. Named by German mountaineers in the 1950s for its enchanting beauty, it evokes fairy tale landscapes. Glacial waters from Nanga Parbat feed the area, creating vibrant green pastures. It combines ecological richness with dramatic mountain vistas few reach. Wadi Rum, Jordan. Wadi Rum Protected Area spans about 280 square miles near the Saudi border. Towering sandstone and granite mountains feature sheer cliffs, natural arches, and narrow gorges. Geological forces over millions of years shape the landscape through uplift faulting and erosion. Over 25,000 petroglyphs and 20,000 inscriptions record 12,000 years of human presence. Bedouin communities maintain nomadic traditions, guiding visitors on camel treks and jeep tours. UNESCO recognition highlights its mixed natural and cultural value in a vast, protected wilderness. Crooked Forest, Poland. The Crooked Forest near Gryfino features around 400 Scots pine trees with sharp uniform 90-degree bends at their bases. Each trunk curves northward for 3 to 9 feet, before straightening upward to reach about 50 feet in height. These oddly shaped pines stand apart from the surrounding straight forest, creating a surreal grove. Planted in the 1930s, the trees remain healthy despite their distortion. Most popular theory suggests intentional human shaping for curved timber used in boat building or furniture. Alternative ideas include heavy snow weighing down young trunks or wartime damage, though evidence remains scarce. Designated a natural monument, the site draws visitors intrigued by its unsolved enigma. Pamukkale, Turkey. Pamukkale, meaning cotton castle, features cascading white travertine terraces formed by calcium-rich thermal springs. Hot mineral waters deposit calcite over millennia, creating shimmering pools and petrified waterfalls down a 525-foot-high cliff. The terraces span about 8,860 feet long and 1,970 feet wide, with bright turquoise water in natural basins. Ancient Hierapolis ruins sit atop the formation, including theaters and baths from Greek and Roman times. Thermal pools have drawn visitors for healing properties since antiquity. Strict conservation limits access to protect the delicate deposits while allowing barefoot walking. Underwater waterfall Mauritius. The underwater waterfall illusion forms near Le Morne Peninsula on Mauritius's southwestern shore. Strong currents sweep sand and silt over a sharp drop from the shallow coastal shelf to abyssal depths of about 13,000 feet. This creates swirling shades of turquoise and blue that mimic a massive waterfall when viewed from the air. The effect relies on the island's position atop a submarine plateau with a dramatic edge. Helicopter tours offer the best perspective of this optical marvel. Swimmers and surfers can safely cross the area as it involves no actual falling water. Arches National Park, USA. Arches National Park in Utah contains over 2,000 natural sandstone arches, the highest concentration worldwide. These arches form through erosion of ancient Entrada sandstone, creating fins, pinnacles, and balanced rocks. Delicate Arch stands as the park's iconic freestanding symbol featured on Utah's license plate. The landscape includes massive balanced rocks weighing thousands of tons perched precariously. Cryptobiotic soil crusts protect the fragile desert ecosystem from erosion and support plant life. The park's red rock formations result from iron oxide in the sandstone, giving vivid colors. Zhangye Dangxia Gansu. Zhangye Dangxia Landform Geological Park in China displays vividly colored rock formations known as Rainbow Mountains. Layers of red, yellow, orange, and green sandstone accumulated over 24 million years, then tilted by tectonic forces. Wind and rain sculpted the hills into sharp ridges, pillars, and ravines with striking patterns. Some zones within the park are permanently restricted, preventing detailed study and leaving scientific hypotheses unconfirmed. In addition to their visual appeal, certain rock surfaces here are said to emit low but consistent levels of radiation, though this has never been officially acknowledged in public records. With a surreal appearance, but a lack of comprehensive data, the Rainbow Mountains continue to fascinate and perplex geologists around the world. Halong Bay, Vietnam. Halong Bay features nearly 2,000 limestone islands and islets rising from emerald waters in the Gulf of Tonkin. This marine-invaded karst landscape ranks among the world's most extensive examples of tower karst formations. UNESCO recognizes it multiple times for aesthetic beauty, geological significance, and biodiversity. The name Halong means descending dragon, tied to a legend of a dragon carving the bay to protect the land. Hidden lagoons, caves, and floating fishing villages add layers of human habitation and exploration. The bay supports diverse marine life within its sheltered scenic seascape. Its dramatic pillars and emerald waters create one of Earth's most distinctive coastal wonders. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. The world's largest living structure stretches along a continent's edge, teeming with color and life beneath the waves. The Great Barrier Reef spans roughly 133,000 square miles off Queensland's coast. It comprises over 2,900 individual reefs and 900 islands visible from space. The system supports about 1,500 fish species, 400 coral types, and thousands of mollusks. Six of 7 marine turtle species nest on its beaches. Coral polyps build the framework over thousands of years in warm, shallow waters. UNESCO protects it as a World Heritage Site for unmatched biodiversity. Mount Cook, New Zealand. Mount Cook, or Aoraki, stands as New Zealand's highest peak at 12,218 feet in the Southern Alps. The mountain features 3 summits and sits within a national park where glaciers cover 40% of the landscape. Maori legend describes Aoraki as an ancestor whose canoe became the South Island, linking the peak to deep cultural heritage. The area holds international dark sky reserve status, providing exceptional stargazing opportunities. Tasman Glacier, one of the longest outside polar regions, flanks the mountain alongside Hooker Glacier. Climbers face serious challenges from ice weather and steep routes on this iconic peak. Gros Morne National Park, Canada. Deep in Newfoundland's rugged coast, ancient collisions expose the Earth's interior for all to see. Gros Morne National Park covers about 697 square miles on the island's west coast. The tablelands feature rust-colored peridotite from the planet's mantle, thrust upward 500 million years ago. Plate tectonics pushed oceanic crust and mantle rocks onto the continental margin during ancient collisions. Glaciers later carved dramatic fjords like Western Brook Pond with sheer cliffs. UNESCO lists it as a World Heritage Site for illustrating continental drift. Hunza Valley, Pakistan. Hunza Valley lies in northern Pakistan's Gilgit-Baltistan region at about 8,000 feet elevation amid the Karakoram Mountains. Towering peaks like Rakaposhi rise sharply to over 25,500 feet, creating dramatic vertical relief from valley floor to summit. Local Hunza people, known as Hunzakuts, follow a plant-based diet rich in apricots and grains, contributing to notable longevity stories. Ancient forts such as Baltit and Altit stand as cultural landmarks from centuries of settlement along historic trade routes. Glacial meltwater called Hunza water carries minerals that support fertile terraced fields and orchards. The valley's isolation preserved unique Burushaski language and traditions among its communities. Dalol, Ethiopia. Dalol lies in the Danakil Depression, one of Earth's hottest inhabited places, with average temperatures around 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Hyperacidic springs reach pH levels near zero and discharge boiling, colorful brines up to 226 degrees Fahrenheit. Bright yellow-green and red mineral deposits form from iron-sulfur and salt interactions in this volcanic field. The site hosts extremophile microbes in conditions lethal to most life, offering insights into planetary habitability. Its salt domes and geysers create an otherworldly, inhospitable landscape below sea level. Nomadic Afar people have long navigated this harsh environment for resources. The extreme chemistry and heat make it a unique natural laboratory on our planet. Lone Rock Beach sits along Lake Powell in Glen Canyon National Recreation Area on the Utah-Arizona border. This striking 165-million-year-old Entrada sandstone formation stands alone like an island in Wadi Rum Bay. The surrounding beach offers soft sand and easy access for swimming, kayaking, and primitive shoreline camping. Vehicle-accessible spots draw adventurers seeking stunning sunsets over red rock landscapes. Fans of science fiction will recognize this spot from the first episode of Season 6 of Doctor Who, titled The Impossible Astronaut. Because the water level in Lake Powell often changes, Lone Rock can sometimes appear as an island surrounded by water. When the lake is lower, a strip of sand connects it to the shore. Sahalie Falls, USA. About 3,000 years ago, a huge lava flow from nearby volcanoes poured into the Mackenzie River. As the lava cooled, it formed a solid basalt wall that blocked the river's path. This natural barrier created Clear Lake, a crystal-clear body of water with a submerged ghost forest at its bottom. The river was forced to spill over the edge of the lava wall, giving rise to Sahalie Falls. The name Sahalie comes from Chinook jargon, an old trade language once used by native groups such as the Kalapuaya Malala and Chinook. In 1998, athlete Shannon Carroll became the first person to kayak over the waterfall. Dropping about 73 feet, his run set a record and opened a new chapter for extreme sports at the site. Lapland, Finland. Lapland blends stunning nature-rich culture and timeless legends in a unique way. Summers bring the midnight sun with non-stop daylight for about 70 to 75 days. While winter has polar night when the sun stays below the horizon for roughly 50 days. The Northern Lights appear up to 200 nights a year, making Lapland one of the top spots on Earth to see them. Around 200,000 of them, compared to about 180,000 residents, and every reindeer belongs to someone and carries a personal mark. The Sami, Europe's only indigenous people, carry on their heritage through reindeer herding, traditional joik singing, and wearing colorful gakti outfits. In Rovaniemi Santa Claus village, let's visitors meet Santa any day of the year and step across the Arctic Circle to get a special certificate. It's a place where everyday life feels connected to both the land and ancient ways. Stelvio Pass, Italy. What if a single road could challenge drivers with engineering daring and alpine majesty? Stelvio Pass climbs to 9,045 feet in northern Italy's Eastern Alps, the highest paved mountain pass there. It links South Tyrol and Lombardy through the Stelvio National Park, with 48 hairpin bends on one side alone. Built between 1820 and 1825 under Austrian rule, the route once connected empires. Today, cyclists and motorcyclists test its thrilling turns amid glaciers and peaks nearing 13,000 feet. The pass opens seasonally from May to November, closing under heavy snow. Its dramatic switchbacks offer breathtaking views of rugged valleys and high meadows. Raparosia Romania. Over 65 millions of years, water has carved red clay gravel and sandstone into towers, pyramids, and pillars. The ravine stretches about half a mile, with walls rising 164 to 410 feet high. Archaeologists digging into layers of red clay in Transylvania uncovered fossilized bones from dwarf dinosaurs that once lived only in this region. Among them was Magorosaurus darkus, a small species unique to the area. This site acts like a natural record, preserving evidence of a time when Transylvania was made up of tropical islands surrounded by the ancient Tethys Ocean. Locals still whisper that part of his treasure remains buried somewhere among the red stone pillars. Lechuguilla Cave, USA. What secrets lie hidden beneath the rugged surface of New Mexico's Guadalupe Mountains? Lechuguilla Cave rests within Carlsbad Caverns National Park. Explorers have mapped over 150 miles of passages since major discoveries began in 1986. It reaches a depth of about 1,604 feet, ranking as one of the deepest limestone caves in the United States. The cave formed through rare sulfuric acid dissolution, creating extraordinary speleothems like gypsum chandeliers and delicate soda straws. Pristine conditions preserve unusual formations untouched for millennia. Strict access limits entry to scientific teams and skilled cavers only. Ever wonder what those untouched crystal formations really look like up close? Drop a quick comment below. Would you risk the tight crawl to see it yourself? Saxhole Crater, Iceland. Around 3,000 to 4,000 years ago, a large crack opened on the Snæfellsnes Peninsula. Saxhole was created during a short but powerful eruption, leaving behind a cone-shaped crater that rises about 330 feet. It's made of scoria-light porous volcanic rock with a deep reddish color caused by iron oxidation. A metal staircase winds to the summit for easy access and panoramic views. The crater formed through freatomagmatic eruptions thousands of years ago. Locals in the Snæfellsnes region often say that volcanic craters like Saxhole are home to spiritual beings. Some believe the unusual rock formations at the base of the mountain are actually trolls that turned to stone when they couldn't find shelter before sunrise. Taku Glacier, Alaska. Amid a vast ice field, one glacier defies the global trend of retreat for now. Taku Glacier flows from the Juneau Icefield in southeastern Alaska. It stretches about 36 miles long and reaches a remarkable thickness of around 4,845 feet. As the thickest known temperate alpine glacier, it once advanced steadily since the late 1800s. Its tidewater terminus interacts with the Taku Inlet and river. Scientists monitor it closely through long-term research programs. Recent observations show the start of retreat amid changing climate patterns. This massive river of ice highlights both glacial resilience and vulnerability. Doubtful Sound, New Zealand. Doubtful Sound stretches 25 miles long and reaches depths of 1,381 feet in Fiordland National Park. It ranks as New Zealand's deepest fjord, with steep granite walls and thick rainforest clinging to slopes. The area's extreme remoteness creates profound silence, broken only by waterfalls and bird calls. Bottlenose dolphins, fur seals, and Fiordland-crested penguins thrive in its sheltered waters. Access requires a boat across Lake Manapuri and a coach over Wilmot Pass, adding adventure. Captain Cook named it Doubtful in 1770, wary of winds, trapping ships inside. Its vast scale and untouched wilderness evoke humility before nature's power.